Okay, camp and dungeon. So camp sounds like the place that one would want to go first. So let's head towards the camp. I do have a bow and arrow that I keep forgetting about. It doesn't have power on it, so it's going to take 3 hits to kill most mobs. I am still just eating the bread, even though I have some cooked chicken now, but I'll try not to forget that it's in my inventory. And I think while there aren't too many monsters about, I'm just going to do some lighting run to get a sense of this whole area, but be wary of falling off of bridges and things. Alright, but it's very kind of like decorative aesthetic. I see a spawner over here. I don't think I'm going to be able to take it out just yet. Zombies. Oh boy, did I just hear a pigman? I think I just heard a pigman, and that does not make me happy. It in fact makes me the opposite of happy, sometimes known as unhappy. But the good news is I'm making good use of my torches. I'm lighting this area up. And I do feel that it's going to be significantly safer over time. Let's back off for just a moment. Here's where a creeper exploded earlier. And make sure I seem reasonably safe. I still have another stack of torches to work with. All right, let's cycle through again and see if we can get to the aforementioned camp. And I have sufficient arrows that I don't mind taking out some skeletons at range. And I am going to break this so that it quits distracting me. And this one. And even this one. All right. But I guess possibly this building up ahead over here is the camp. Got wooden buttons and pressure plates. Oh, pressure plates. Should have seen that coming. Wow. I'm going to place my own cobblestone here. Oh, I see. It's slabs. Got it. Just to feel a little bit safer. Oh, crap. Oh, there's lava above my head. I see. Got it. I fell through the lava. All right. I will have lost some of my stuff, but a lot of it probably is still available to be picked up over there. Got it. I was like, I thought I fell through the lava, and then I thought something like bounced me back up out of it. And so I was misinterpreting what I was just seeing on my screen there. All right. Well, I've already taken 2 deaths. This is a rough start. And I have mentioned that my friend Cthulhu 2 has played this map, and he said that he also got off to a rough start on this map. And so I suppose that is to be expected. But yes, I am a little embarrassed that I fell victim to that particular trap. Let's see. My items, not a ton of them are going to be recoverable, will they? Probably not. And so I should probably back up and make myself another stone pick and some other things. So let me do that and get myself a little bit recovered, and we'll head back there and see if I can recover any of the rest of my items. All right, after hopefully not very long, I am back here. I have some gravel, but it occurs to me the lava's above signs, and so I wouldn't be able to drop gravel down to kind of help with the lava. So if I wanted to recover any of my stuff, I'd probably have to like dig down from the side. So I think what I'm going to try to do is dig down kind of like this and be wary of monsters sneaking up behind me, and see if I can dig down into the side of this chamber where I believe my stuff is currently. Here it is, right? Okay, but it's farther. Oh, I see, and there is a ladder. All right, well, that's kind. But I think if I dig down, like, here... Oh, crap. Okay, not there. Oh, and I just updated the lava. Oh, no, I just updated the lava, didn't I? I probably just ruined all my stuff by accidentally digging in the wrong spot there. All right, I definitely need to look around more in such places. If I had just seen the ladder, everything would have been fine. But no, I suppose all of my stuff went up into the lava and or despawned. All right, so it's going to take a little time to recover from that. I don't have any food right now. Yeah, all right. Let's see if in the camp I am provided, the quote-unquote camp, I am provided any good things that might help me out. For now, let's go ahead and cover this back up. Like so. That would be safe to fall in. It does seem like it's well lit inside here. Oh, and this is the monument. All right. So the camp is the monument. I see some beds up there. I hear various bad guys. And can I like climb out of here? Okay, there's furnaces. There's crafting tables. There's anvils. Oh, and there's some chests over here. All right, I'm going to see if I can set my spawn here. This does not look like it would be a legal spawn point, actually. And just because there have been so many trollish things going on, let's double check. All right, we are in Jungle Hills, so it's not like this bed is going to explode because we're in a hell biome. So I think I can reset my spawn here. And what are the chances that... Okay, that's definitely a trap chest, and this is on top of gravel. And more lava. So let's just go ahead and update the lava trap, or gravel trap, or whatever first. Try to get a sense of exactly what's going on here. Maybe place some... I see, there's the sign that's blocking things here. Go ahead and do that. Was it just the one piece of lava, or is there more lava here? All right, this could take a while because I'm going to disarm. If there's anything to disarm, I'm going to disarm this carefully. All right, I've dug out all the gravel. It doesn't appear to be that there's any other traps here. There are some trap chests, but let's just take a look inside and hope that it's good stuff. All right, that is useful. That is the same stuff. That is the same stuff. And that is the same stuff. All right, leather and chests. And I'm currently wearing leather armor, so that's not particularly useful to me. But at least we have a little base. It does have some food growing of all different types. That's not very good. It's a random carrot floating around, presumably because something dropped on this square. And let's see. Yeah, I don't have any food right now because I lost all the food that I had. And so I guess I'll tend to the farm for a moment as well. All right, I've done some reorganizing of the base. I went ahead and cooked up some baked potatoes. I left myself kind of a recovery kit in case I die once again. And yeah, but I've got some furnaces. I cooked up some charcoal in order to make myself some torches. And replanted all carrots over here just because they're kind of the easiest thing to farm at the beginning, I think. And I think... let's explore a bit more around the outside of the campsite before we go into the dungeon, but I think that's a good next step. And let's see, for these doors, I suppose, yeah, just using the doors as they are is a reasonable way to keep the monsters out. But let me travel about. And so let's travel around. All right, I see a bunch of sand down here, and obviously I'm worried about the falling traps since they've gotten me before. I just crafted a sword and got the achievement for making it. And so now apparently I've killed a monster and gotten the Monster Hunter achievement as well. So good for me. All right, there's a sheep up here. And I did hear a cow over near the base. And so it would be possible to get some friendly animals going for some good cooked meat if I wanted to do that. Creeper, if you want to explode and give me some blocks, I don't mind. Take a few more bits of wood, and oh, there's a zombie who's wearing an interesting mix of armor, which suggests that he has come from a spawner, I believe. Oh, and there, okay, there's a spawner in this little house down here. That's probably where these zombies are coming from. If anyone wants to drop one of those iron chest plates for me, feel free. I would not mind the extra support. Doesn't look like he's going to drop it, though. All right, let's see... oh, there's another spawner down here too, and bits of sand, and probably a hole down like into the void or something crazy over there. So let's approach this with caution. All right, some chests. We can worry about the chests much later. There is the zombie spawner who spawns those crazy zombies, it would appear. All kinds of spawners, and there's that sound that I thought sounded like a pigman that I heard earlier and had forgotten about since. It's now back to haunt my nightmares. But the good news is the zombies are slow moving, and I'm managing to add a lot of light to the area. So I think with time, we will pacify this area. But I've definitely made some progress there. Let's go to a different area in the hopes that some of those monsters might despawn that we have spawned in over there. Hey, skeleton. Oh, gosh. Okay. The jungler. Right. I forgot that we had these crazy fast zombies who I can't outrun. It looks like they even move pretty well on the soul sand. Let's eat some more potato. Wow, did I go through? I went through that whole stack of torches. All right. Well, we did some good work lighting things up. In that case, let me get back to the camp, which I believe is over here. And I'm going to go cook up some more torches, and we will continue. I have a stack and change of torches. And so let's give this a go once again. The area that I wanted to get to was this little house thing over here. Let's not get too close. Oh, there's like some other kind of little structure here, it seems like. Oh boy. Creeper's trying to fall on my head. Alright, so there's a couple of stone structures here that sound like where the pigman noises are coming from. If that is indeed even what I'm hearing. And then last time I was over here, there was a bunch of spiders that turned me around. I don't see them now, so it might have been just a group of natural spawns. Oh boy. Alright, let's not get anywhere too close to the edge, because I don't want to fall off the top of this island. Alright, but perhaps I can peek in here and put a torch down there. I think things are getting safer. And I'm fairly certain there's a number of these spawners around. And so I ought to be safe to do that. Oh, hey. Alright, good stuff. I need the arrows. I need all these supplies. And I'm very happy to have even a broken iron chestplate. So let's go ahead and take that. And I have so many arrows right now, actually. I think I will drop them back off at home. Oh! I threw the egg just on a whim, and we managed to make a baby chicken. And so in that case, let's see if possibly I can box him in. Hi, baby chicken. You can now live here. That's your new home. You're an Enderman touching some water and teleporting around. Alright, with chickens, we might be able to get more arrows, although arrows are no longer a huge problem because we just picked up 3 stacks, it looks like, as well as plenty of leather. But I will keep 1 stack of arrows on me. Oh, I got some bread as well. And so I'll switch to the bread instead of the baked potatoes. And yeah, drop off a couple of things I don't need to be holding right now. I guess I can hold the sticks and we can go ahead and make a few more torches just like this. But let's see what other good loot one might find in that crazy camp. And then I'll take a better look once I feel safe. I'll take a better look down into that deep pit just to see if there is actually something down there. Alright, there's a chest right here. Oh, and there's a sign next to the pit as well. So I'd like to read that. First, let's add a little bit more light, since I'm seeing what are presumably some natural... Oh, there's a chest on the roof as well that I missed. I was going to say, since I'm seeing these natural creeper spawns. Alright, go away, creeper. Yeah, let's make our way over to the chest on the roof. I'm really curious about that now. I should be able to do this. Yoop. And a war axe, sharpness 3. Pretty cool. I'll go ahead and put that on the bar. Sharpness 3 axe, iron. Yeah, that's better than what I'm wearing. And it just started raining. That's going to decrease the light level and cause more monsters to spawn on the surface over here. So I'm going to go sleep in my bed once more. Alright, the bed has been slept in. The rain has gone away. I did a little bit of tidying of inventory once again. And perhaps now I'll finally be able to read the sign that's over here. Is there any reason for me to leave that zombie spawner over there? I don't think so. Let's start breaking. Okay, that was a baby zombie. I'm not even sure that I saw those guys. Okay, that's a suspicious looking chest in there. And then there's one other spawner over here that seems to be lit up. We'll go ahead and break it as well. Okay, so we got both the chests that were here. Then there are signs and chests. This one is not trapped and doesn't seem to be on gravel. Alright, some mushroom stew. Not a super great food, but I don't mind having one of those on me. Some more arrows. Okay, so supplies are not nearly as dire as they were recently. Earth and water. In quotation marks, almost as though it might be the name of an area or the title of a book or something. Sorry. Nothing is shooting at me. Alright, it looks like just a pit into water, but it probably falls through the water and then like down into the void. And this chest also does not appear to be trapped. Ooh! Flame one. It's not necessarily a super great bow against zombies and different things. I think I'm just going to leave that there for now. And then over in this direction, there is this spawner that appears to be just another one of these zombies wearing armor spawners. So I'm going to destroy it. And... oh, crap, crap, crap! Jungler. Still haven't figured out. He must be spawning from inside here, perhaps. And perhaps that's where the pigman noise... oh, yeah, it's baby pigman. Is he angry at me already? He doesn't appear to be angry yet. But pigmen are no joke. And, oh! Skeleton just fell out of the tree. He might have been a natural spawn up there, or there might be a spawner somewhere up there. If it's just one skeleton, it was probably just, yeah. And he took a bunch of fall damage. He probably just kind of fell out of the tree by getting, like, pushed out or something. So I'm not going to worry about looking for a skeleton spawner up there. Okay, first off, there were some chests in here. Actually, you know what? Pigman spawner. I don't even care. I hate pigmen. I don't want to deal with them. We're going to go ahead and break that spawner so that I can come over here and check out. This is obviously a trap because it has sand underneath it that's going to fall. And so let's go ahead and formulate an escape plan. Which is I'll be able to run away much more easily if I approach it from over here. Let's assume that something's going to blow up or something horrible is going to happen. Wow. Okay. Nothing horrible happened. That surprised me. Okay. But we just got some better sets of leather armor, it seems like. I'm going to take these things home, change armor, and we'll continue. I did not realize it when I was first looking, but each set of armor has a different enchant on it. And so basically this gives me the opportunity to choose the type of armor I want to use. I'm not sure what I want to use right now, and so I'm going to actually just kind of leave them here at home. And I will come back and use them as needed. Been farming up melons. I don't expect to use melons as food, but just because I'm worried about running out of food, I'm doing that. And yeah, here's the rest of my inventory as it stands right now. Let's continue to explore near where the pigmen spawner was and see if there's anything else over in that region, and then perhaps we'll have to go explore the dungeon. Oh, Dungeon 2, Into the Deep. Apparently this is the Dungeon 2 area, and I didn't realize it because I missed that sign. Is this trapped? I can't tell. Oh, crap! It's not trapped, but it is exploded because I am a silly goose. And where did that creeper... oh, hello. There's a spawner over here that I missed. That was probably the jungler spawner because I keep running into them. I think that's the only spawner I've been in range of in a while. All right, I just got a bunch of books in my inventory. So let's go... I guess I can just leave that there. Let's go back home and take a look at all these books. There's anvils kind of everywhere all around here. And so I could potentially do some nice things with these books. I suppose I will put them in here. Feather falling, blast protection, fire protection, protection. All right, so it's mostly more armor things that give me the opportunities to do my own enchants. And he's given me tons and tons of leather. And so obviously I could put it on some of my own leather armor. I'm not going to choose to do that just yet. Let's continue to explore a little bit. But apparently that's actually dungeon number 2. I wonder if that must be just like the entrance to the area, because it seems like it's just a bunch of little buildings that have not been too difficult. I'm not sure, but I want to go back over and understand this area, especially if it continues to provide me loot like I just found with those books. So, let's see, right, that's where we found all the armors. This is where the pigman spawner once stood, and this chest obviously can't be trapped, and has some nice things. Ooh, including sharpness 3 mushroom stew. Fascinating. But I kind of labeled this area as dungeon number 2, but I don't see any obvious objective over here. Unless, once again... am I missing something here? Earth and water. Sorry. Let me just take a peek at it from the other side and make sure I'm not missing something important over here. Here comes another jungler. They come up very quickly and can surprise you. I've been choosing to grab a little bit of mushroom stew out of the chest, just for when I'm not in dire need of food. Oh yeah, there might be a entrance to a dungeon down there. So I think that may in fact be dungeon number 2. So in that case, if there is an entrance down there, let's take a look at the first dungeon sign that we saw and see if it might be dungeon number 1. Just trying to use up this non-stacking food when I'm not under extreme duress. And so I seem to recall that dungeon number 1, I put like 1 torch in the doorway. It was like there was a sign on this tree. Yeah, it said dungeon over this way. Right, and there was this big building. Dungeon 1, Doomtail, indeed. Okay. So, let's attempt with my 30-some-odd torches that I'm currently holding to get this area somewhat lit. It seems like a lot of these spawners are not primed to immediately spawn monsters, which is nice. Gives us a chance to sprint in and light things up pretty well. Oh boy. Alright. Those skeletons are fighting one another. I see a skeleton on the 2nd floor of this building, and that appears to be some kind of jungle skeleton. And did this building have a 2nd story? It looks like it does, but it doesn't seem like there's an obvious way up. Alright, I got a little bit of light into here. I feel good about myself. Let me go home and grab some more torches, and we will continue. Since I do currently have 15 levels, I thought it might be worth it to go ahead and do at least one of these. And I decided to use projectile protection too, since there were some skeletons in there that I think will be able to shoot me, but I've gone ahead and made a whole lot more torches. And so I think we're mostly ready to go back over in that direction. And so with these items, let's head back over to dungeon number 1 and see what I can accomplish. I especially want to try to get some verticality, as it were. I also want to see if there's like a shortcut way that I can just get right over to the entrance of the dungeon right over here. I think something like this will kind of cut almost directly over. Yes, it does. Great. Dungeon number 1. Here's the entrance. There's a zombie behind me. We'll go ahead and start breaking some of the spawners now. This is obviously a tall building. Okay, yes, there was a ladder in here that somehow I just managed to miss or ignore the first time. Oh boy, cobwebs. Suggests spiders or all kinds of things. We're going to try to light things up just because we see more lighting opportunities and more ways to go. Apparently, I'm not sure why I can't place a torch there. Oh, wow. Oh boy. There are some crazy jungler, whatever they're called, up here. My sword is still holding up, although I didn't realize just how low it was getting. And so it might, in fact, be a good idea to repair the sword before we go much farther. Guys are not sneaking up below me, and I can see where these spawners are. So you know what? I think I'm gonna do this. I feel like I've got no rhyme or reason to what I'm doing right now. Probably because I have no rhyme or reason to what I'm doing right now, but I think if I stand over here... no, I can't stand there, but almost. Alright, what's in this chest while I'm here? Oh, nice things. Yes, let's grab all the things. Alright, I think I've spawned too many guys over there, so let's go a different direction. But I think I can break those spawners from below, is what I was trying and completely failing to say. And as for this spawner, I will use some durability on the sword, just to go ahead and... Oh! Knock out the spawner if I can. Oh, junglers, you guys are so fast. Quit being so fast. And let's go ahead and block you off for just a second. There we go. Okay, spawner down. I don't really need any more light on this level. And there was a chest over here, and I don't know that I'm going to run out of anvils, but I'll go ahead and grab this for now. Oh, Unbreaking 2, Bane of Arthropods 4. So it's kind of like made for this room. Stone is pretty nice. And some potions. The mushroom stew, I'll go ahead and drink one. I'm probably spawning some guys below. But that's okay, because my plan now is to exit, to run from this dungeon once again, drop off some of the nice things that I have found. A web cutter, efficiency 5. Alright, all these crazy swords. And another Bane of Arthropods book. And spawn spiders and cave spiders. I don't know why I would want those things. Don't think that I will. And finally, that one, for some reason, looks like it might be a trap to me. Couldn't get a good enough look to have a sense of whether or not that was going to be a trap. And let's go ahead and just kind of break a little bit more of this open. Alright, I'm going to, once again, sort through some inventory and see you guys in a moment. Ouch. Alright, apparently my base is no longer safe. This is actually the second zombie that somehow managed to find his way into the base, but I'm not sure where they're getting in. He was a jungler, so obviously he didn't spawn inside. So it's not the case that I, broke the lighting and they're spawning on the roof or something. But I don't know where he is or where he came from. And that is a bit of a bother. So perhaps next I'll actually light up a bit more of the area just outside the base here, so that monsters don't find their way into my base when I'm trying to sort my inventory. As you may have seen, I foolishly broke my sharpness sword just as I was returning home, breaking it on some leaves before I could repair it. So I feel kind of dumb about that. And I'm aware that I just passed by a spider, but basically I want to light up a little bit of this area that's kind of right outside my base, and see if I can find wherever the spawner is that is spawning those junglers. Hello, skeleton. Goodbye, skeleton. Ouch.